NFT trading volume has been consistently falling since the top in daily volume, which was achieved on February 1st. With a few day exceptions due to hyped up drops, it really has only been going down from here. And does this ultimately mean that we're heading towards an NFT bear market? Well, that could be very well the case, but more on that later. In this video, we're going to take a full deep dive towards NFT projects that are already launched, that in my opinion are extremely undervalued, whether these are already established collections, blue chip projects, or there's projects that have launched in the wrong time in the market that still have huge upside potential once we see volume increase and demand focus back towards NFTs. That's where you can see some huge gains. So which NFTs will I be buying if we go full on bear in NFTs in the near upcoming weeks? Stay tuned, buckle in, and enjoy the video. Now, first things first, it's evident, okay, we had a fantastic month in January 2022, record-breaking month, everything was going up, blue chips were getting to astronomical levels, we saw every collection sell out 3x, 5x in a matter of hours. It was doing extremely well, so it's evident that we would see a retracement at one point, especially in February. It was absolutely normal, and what we also saw is a few other factors play into this, but more on that shortly. And we can clearly see that we also saw something similar in the previous NFT bull month or bull market, bull phase in August 21. We saw a slight retracement in September. That's what we currently saw within February. I do believe March will be a lot slower, not as slow as we saw right here with the drop off, but I do believe we could be somewhere in between this range as well for March 2022. Now we can clearly see it's been going downhill ever since pretty much at the all-time high. We saw a few exceptions here or there due to very hyped up drops such as Tasty Bones, Pixelmon, the other side, just to name a few, and crypto was a little bit slower in some of these days. Now, what is also positive to see is two of these graphics right here. We can see monthly NFTs sold, Ethereum. The drop wasn't too heavy between February and also January, so it wasn't too big of a decrease. A lot of people were already talking and speculating about a bad month, a NFT bear market throughout February. I don't believe that's the case due to a lot of factors that we can already see right here. A lot of people still made a lot of money throughout February, and a lot of fantastic drops did come out that we'll talk about shortly. On top of that, monthly active traders really didn't decrease whatsoever, which is a fantastic sign to see. And we'll see how March does play out. We did start off with a relatively slower start to March 2022, but a lot of factors do play into this. Now, a few reasons why I do believe we could be in the current market situation, let's say even the bear market. First of all, we know by now, or at least from what we've experienced, NFTs come in cycles. And this means if Ethereum or Bitcoin is doing extremely well, NFTs aren't being traded as much because a lot of volume and a lot of focus tends to go towards the overall crypto market. And right now we can see crypto is going up and down. A lot more volume is happening. It's pumping, it's going up, it's going down. We saw crypto and also Ethereum pump 8.3%, at least Ethereum in the last 24 hours, which is quite significant price movement. And we can see a lot of more price action is happening right now. We can see when we really had the huge amount of volume was around this period, this stretch right here. That's where Ethereum really wasn't doing too much. And same thing applies for Bitcoin. We can see also Bitcoin pumped an extraordinary 10% in the last 24 hours. This could lead to overall a lot more people being invested towards cryptocurrencies, altcoins, Ethereum, crypto gaming, metaverse, etc. All these different aspects that also play into the whole factor of everything. On top of that, what we can also clearly see that isn't overall helping the whole NFT market is finally, this is a huge factor in my opinion, is that we can see blue chip projects, some of the biggest NFT projects, retracing slowly but surely. Well, Bored Ape Yacht Club saw brand new highs in January 2022. It retraced slightly in February, was still very solid, but now we're down to 75 Ethereum. And if we can clearly see, this is the lowest it's been if we scroll all the way forward to early January 8th. So that's approximately 2 months ago. This is the lowest point. These have been traded on average. So they have been slowly retracing, which is absolutely evident it's going to happen at some point. We can see this is going downhill from here, which is absolutely normal to see. But evidently that's happening within the entire NFT market. You see Clone X has dropped, Mutant Apes have dropped. You have Azuki that has dropped, CryptoPunks have dropped. Other blue chip projects such as Doodles, Cool Cats, etc., all of them have been dropping slightly, and that is overall a contributing factor that the NFT market isn't the hottest right now. Now, aside from that, what for me is a significant factor is that very hyped up projects with a lot of social prominence, a lot of people being very excited about these upcoming drops, upcoming mints, aren't doing the numbers that we normally expected them to do and what they could have done if they would have dropped approximately a month ago or even longer ago. A great example for this criteria would be Dape. Dape activated, currently only sold out 2,400 items out of 8,888, just simply due to dropping it under poor market conditions. Now, this was a very hyped up project, very promising, a great team behind the project, almost 200,000 followers on Twitter. Projects like these, if they would have dropped a month ago, they would have been trading for, if we take a look at right now, 0.2768. The mint price was 0.25. Granted that it's a little bit high under current market conditions. This project would have been trading between 1.5 to 2 Ethereum if it would have dropped 1 to 2 months ago. Now, same thing applies to Tasty Bones. Tasty Bones, in my opinion, 0.55 for the collection size and the hyped up project that it is just very underwhelming, and this could be definitely a good pickup throughout the actual up and coming weeks. I do believe these kind of projects could do extremely well. In 0.55, even the top all-time high floor price was still, I'd say, a lot lower than a lot of people expected. With a lot of these collections, even the other side, they're not performing to everyone's expectations, and the floor price just shot up within the first initial hours, but then died off relatively quickly. And even with a lot of hyped up projects such as Dape or Voyagers, they're really not even selling out. And those are clear indicators that we might be heading towards an NFT bear market. And I know that's not what a lot of people love to hear, but simply I just want to bring you forward the pure, honest outlook on the whole market situation. So what are some of the reasons why we're currently faced with this current market situation? Now, first of all, we talked about it already. Number one, it's the whole crypto being revitalized a little bit more. People are shifting focus towards crypto and moving away from NFTs. And keep in mind that crypto and NFTs come in cycles. That's at least what we know for now. And NFTs will be back bigger and better sometime this year. So don't worry about it. I'm not worried whatsoever on macro level. I'm very, very bullish towards NFTs regardless of what the topics are throughout this video. The technology and the community behind it is absolutely astonishing. But let's move forward. Another part of it is a huge factor is the actual market uncertainty. Now, a lot of assets, whether it was Bitcoin, crypto, whether it's NFTs, stocks, Forex, anything, has been dropping quite considerably due to the whole ongoing situation between Ukraine and also Russia. Now, that obviously does not impact the whole financial sector in a positive way. Now, a lot of people are very fearful in the whole market. A lot of assets are down quite significantly, and some people are even speculating a world war, which would mean quite a bad financial situation for a lot of people. And God forbid that does not happen. But ultimately, this does overall add to the whole market uncertainty situation, why NFTs aren't doing as well, such as with other investment assets. Aside from that, keep in mind, a lot of liquidity has been taken away from the market. January 2022, you saw a lot of liquidity freshly pump into the market. Now, this was after Christmas, after the holidays. Some people might have invested money into NFTs once they got back from Christmas, from the holidays, spent their hard-earned money. That could have been one factor, but also a lot of people, a lot of new investors got into this space, maybe locked up their wallets, their MetaMask, Binance, Coinbase, etc., and lost a bunch of money towards investments that really didn't pull out or turn out to be how they were, because we had so many great, fantastic drops in the past 1, 2, 3 months. The money had to go somewhere. Now, we had a lot of NFT collections sold out for multiple millions of dollars. Pixelmon selling out for $70 million. The liquidity has to be drained out at some point. On top of that, we also saw a lot of investors that got into NFTs early, whether it was blue chip collections or whether they traded up, they are taking profits. That's as simple as it is. People are sitting on their profits, waiting for the right time to invest into those. This is also a very valid factor, or two valid factors, why we're currently in the situation that we are in. And also, what really didn't help is a lot of negative news surrounding the NFT market throughout February, with more and more news surfacing pre-launch, post-launch, whether it was rug pulls, or in general negative aspects going into a lot of flooding had been going into the whole NFT market throughout February 2022, which overall didn't help the average investor be very bullish towards NFTs and overall drove the value of NFTs down. Now, are we currently already at the bottom? In my opinion, no, as still a lot of great collections are coming in the near future. I do believe there's still going to be quite some volume throughout March. We'll see how April progresses, whether it's going to be upwards from there. And I do believe still a lot of NFT collections will drop significantly in value as some of them will be taking out a lot more money and investing it towards different sectors. And we will also see some blue chip projects retrace a little bit more. I still don't really see Bored Ape Yacht Club dropping below 40, 30 Ethereum back ever again. I could be wrong with this statement. Ever is obviously a very, very harsh word to say. But if we do keep in mind when it was last trading around this level, it is a very, very long time ago once it was back below 60 Ethereum. And I do believe the same thing could be for a lot of significant blue chip projects. I don't really see them dropping below their December/November floor prices at any time soon. So now that we've covered all these important aspects, let's actually talk about the NFTs that will thrive, in my opinion, throughout this whole market conditions, and we'll actually see a huge ramp up in value once we approach similar volume numbers or even better volume numbers leading up to similar market conditions as in January 2022. Now, to give you guys a short rundown of what type of NFTs I believe will do extremely well. Now, the first type of NFTs that I want to talk about are utility-based NFTs. Now, these projects are very, very heavy on the actual utility cases that actually bring value towards the investor. Now, this is just not a simple PFP artwork that they're banking on should profit them from, but they're actually bringing forward actual utility for the investor. And this is something that I'm very big about, and I think this could be pretty big. Next up, gaming NFTs. I'm very big on metaverse and also crypto gaming, and I do believe NFT gaming is going to be a huge, huge industry. Now, we see more and more investment companies coming in, such as Ubisoft and many other EA games I do believe will be moving forward, and many other industries are pumping a lot of their budget towards gaming NFTs, and this is going to be a huge wave, huge movement throughout 2022, and picking up some gaming NFTs might be an interesting play, but that's not going to be the main focus of this video. And if you guys want me to talk about gaming NFTs in a separate video, some of my favorite gaming NFT projects, definitely leave it down in the comment section down below. I'd be curious to hear your guys' opinion. If you would want to see something like that, some of my favorite gaming NFT projects that could have high potential to give you guys fantastic rewards on your investment. Now, another aspect is going to be blue chip NFT projects. Now, this is somewhat obvious in my opinion, something like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Bored Ape Kennel Club, or Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Cool Cats, Doodles, etc. All these established blue chip collections are going to drop a little bit longer and a little bit further in terms of their floor price, but ultimately are going to sustain quite well. And you could somewhat compare these products to the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, maybe even the Solana of the whole NFT system, as these projects already have somewhat of a cultural relevance, and also a lot of people have very strong communities behind these projects, and people are just waiting for them to drop to a specific price point and invest into them, me included. I'm looking at a lot of different blue chip projects that I'm going to be picking up that I do believe will ramp up in value once leading up to the next bull run. On top of that, I'm very bullish on projects that have a very strong communities, a big backing behind them, that just had ultimately the wrong timing when they actually launched in the market. So these are going to be projects that have dropped maybe in the last month or two that really are underwhelming in terms of the floor price, in terms of the actual value, that I believe could do extremely well leading up to the next bull run. Last but not least, I do believe staking NFTs could do extremely well, such as, for example, Metroverse sitting at a floor price of 1.95 Ethereum, and also NanoPass that offers many other different utilities, such as staking and also exclusive drops through the black box. Here, the owners of these NFTs will be constantly profiting from these staking rewards. So regardless if we're in a bear market or in a bull market. Now, something that I also want to clarify, this is also something that I'm going to be deeply looking into within the next 1 to 2 weeks, maybe even longer, throughout the bear stage of the NFT market, is that we saw a lot of NFT projects that really released in the previous leg, so let's say in August, September 21, and didn't really do too insane volume, really started pumping in January 2022. A good example would be, for example, Deadfellas, which were trading around between 0.2 to 0.4 Ethereum. If we would stop sometime right here, there you go, 0.2, 0.2, and then started moving upwards, really even going up to 4.5 Ethereum at one point. And I do believe a lot of collections will follow a similar pattern that have dropped in the last 1 to 2 months that are just extremely undervalued. Now, we also saw the same thing with World of Women. Granted, they were practically immediately at a much higher floor price, even trading at 1 Ethereum, 1.5, 2 Ethereum at some point, and they really started soaring at, here you can see an average price of 17 Ethereum, but that was never really the floor price. I think the highest they were was really like 13, 14 Ethereum, kicking off a brand new trend. And also Alien Friends was one of the collections that did extremely well. Granted, they did launch a little bit more recently, but also were extremely undervalued and kicking off shortly after to a 3.7 Ethereum floor price. And I do believe a lot of collections could follow a similar pattern. So let's talk about some of my favorite collections that I will be looking into picking up. Now, we'll start off with some of the established blue chip projects that I believe will still hold up their value quite well. Could drop a little bit lower and could be some great entry points. Now I'm going to be going a little bit in the speed run just to mention some of these collections if you guys want more in-depth videos, why I believe each individual collection that I will mention throughout this video will perform extremely well. Definitely leave a comment down below for that. So first of all, we have Bored Ape Yacht Club, and alongside with that, we obviously have different projects from Yuga Labs. You have Bored Ape Kennel Club and you have Mutant Ape Yacht Club. All of these collections should still hold up extremely well, and even if they drop a little bit further than expected, I definitely will be picking up one or two of some of these. Now, especially we saw Bored Ape Kennel Club do extremely well, going up from approximately 2 Ethereum, even up to 7 Ethereum or 12 Ethereum at one point, once Mutant Apes and Bored Apes really had their rally upwards. Then Cool Cats, also a relatively established blue chip project, has dropped quite significantly after their Cool Pets drop, but nevertheless, I think could be a good entry point if it does fall below 5 Ethereum at some point. Same thing applies to Doodles. Doodles holding up their value pretty well, a newly established blue chip project really from this bull run. Very cool project, cute art, everyone loves these. Everyone loves themselves a doodle. With the pattern of a lot of different collections, I do believe they could be dropping a companion drop in the near future. No actual evidence is surrounding this topic, but nevertheless, this is a very solid project to get into. Same thing applies to Clone X, one of my favorite projects. I do believe there's going to be one of the biggest projects of 2022 with a lot of collaborations in the works. Azuki, also a brand new blue chip NFT project sitting at 9.5 Ethereum floor price, the #1 front runner for anime NFT projects. Really kicked off the anime trend and it's still a very, very solid pick. And last but not least, not really a blue chip project, but out of these collections, I thought this would be more suited towards this one. I do believe Adidas Originals Into the Metaverse could be a solid pickup sitting at a 1.1 Ethereum floor price. If it drops down a little bit more, this could be an interesting pickup to say the least, but keep in mind, none of the actual projects that I mentioned throughout this video should or can be considered as financial advice. Now, next up, I'm still incredibly bullish on alpha passes. Now, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different examples. We have Champs Only, we have Plug Pass, we have Dark Echelon, we have Wizard Pass that has launched recently. Congratulations on Sejet and everyone that managed to mint this one. You also have Journey Club official. And for those of you that don't know what an alpha pass is, now this not only provides you whitelist spots for brand new projects, and these were incredibly a hot commodity throughout January and February, as you could get whitelist access to some of the hottest projects dropping in the near future. But on top of that, it's a very tight-knit community of different individuals that are constantly invested in looking into the whole NFT market or different markets, how they can profit of it. And ultimately, it's a tight-knit community providing the best alpha sources, whether it's trading insights, alpha group insights, whatever you name it. And I do believe these type of projects can hold extreme value throughout the bear market. And let's say, even if you would have picked up one of these alpha passes, let's zoom out a little bit and go all time for Kosher Plug or Plug Pass. It was trading at 0.24 Ethereum throughout November, and at the peak, it was trading at approximately 3 Ethereum at one point, once the demand was pretty much at an all-time high. If you would have picked up one of these passes back then, you could have made extraordinary gains. Same thing applies for each individual pass. Once we were trading at very, very high levels, these passes were also doing extremely well. And even if these passes dropped ever so slightly in value, next time, once the NFT market starts rebounding, these passes are going to start bringing in more whitelist projects, even if the whitelists are dry right now, because not a lot of people are too much into NFTs. Once the NFTs start popping off, these passes will do that as well. So these could be a very, very hot pickup. Now, to end us off, let's go through a speed run of some of the projects that have dropped within the last 1 to 2 months that just really experienced poor market timing. And if they would have dropped at a different stage in the market, they would have done much higher levels in terms of floor price, in terms of trading volume, all of the above. And I do believe these could pick up and follow a similar suit that we've seen with Deadfellows, World of Women, and also for example, Alien Friends. So what I'm referencing with these projects, that these projects could be doing extreme floor prices once the NFT market starts rebounding, and just have a fantastic community, a great idea behind the project that just had poor timing in the whole market launch. First of them being Invisible Friends. Now this is somewhat of an exception to this whole overall rule, but initially when I wanted to record the video, they were trading at 5.3 Ethereum. Now they're trading at 7.3 Ethereum and would have been a fantastic 2 ETH or even 3 ETH at one point a trade upwards. Nevertheless, I do believe these are still extremely undervalued. 5,000 total invisible friends are available, 4,200 holders, and if it would have dropped maybe even 1 month earlier, these would have been trading at least double the price. And I do believe these will still increase in value, as 5,000 total collection items, total NFTs, being the biggest NFT projects out there right now in terms of followers, obviously aside from Bored Ape Yacht Club, CloneX, etc. This is such a huge project, and sitting at a 7.3 Ethereum price, this is going to be the next blue chip project. It already practically is, but I do see this trading at 14, even to 30 Ethereum in the next bull run. Also, with similar circumstances, 5,555 Carrefour NFTs still extremely undervalued, sitting at a 2.25 Ethereum floor price. Individual artwork for each individual Carrefour, a very established NFT artist, relatively thin floor, not a huge collection size. Ultimately, I think Carrefours are incredibly undervalued, and within the next bull run, we'll see extraordinary price levels for these. Also, Cool Pets sitting at 1.287 Ethereum, the companion NFT to Cool Cats. Extremely undervalued in my opinion, especially what they're building with the Cool Cats ecosystem. Obviously, we have a much higher quantity in NFTs, but 1.287 Ethereum, I do not see this holding up in the next bull run or the next upwards cycle. Now, if they do drop below 1 Ethereum, I definitely will be picking some of these up. Next up, Tasty Bones. I've already touched up on these. 0.55 Ethereum. I just believe it's too low for this great of a collection. Could be a fantastic pickup, especially if they go towards 0.3 and 0.4 Ethereum. The other side, also definitely one of my favorite NFT projects that have dropped in recent history. I love the 3D artwork behind the project. I minted 2 rare ones, still holding on to these. They're also introducing staking, and 7,000 total Ethereum trading volume. Just poor timing in the market cycle. If they would have dropped again, maybe even 2 weeks earlier, as they dropped in second or third week of February, they would have done much better floor prices, much better trading. Next up, Dave probably hit the worst out of all these collections. 2.4 thousand items. Even if it stays at this item count, I do believe the team could maybe shift it towards the Genesis collection, drop something similar in the next future, or maybe release the other ones. And 0.285 Ethereum floor price is just extremely low. The artwork is crazy. The actual designs that they have put forward, not only with their website, their Twitter presence, their Discord. This is an extremely dedicated team towards the project, and in my opinion, is extremely undervalued. Cartoons, love the artwork. Gives me these doodles / Cool Cats vibes. A very cute NFT project. This type is really NFT meta. Again, wrong timing within the market, only sitting at a 0.11 Ethereum floor price. At one point, they were even trading at 0.06, 0.07. It's a great collection in my opinion. Could have done a lot better if they would have timed it differently. Same thing applies with Star Catchers as previously with Cartoons. Similar cute vibe. 0.242 Ethereum is relatively low in my opinion. Again, same collection, Wonder Pals. They were doing extremely well post-launch. One of the better NFT collections to drop in recent history post-launch. Sitting at 0.54 Ethereum isn't too bad for current market conditions. 10,000 total items, 8,500 volume traded, and they were even briefly going up. Some of the NFTs sitting at a floor price of 2 Ethereum, which is not displayed here, but some of these were doing pretty well, and I do believe in the next leg up these could do extraordinary well. And similar design that also applies that haven't been revealed yet. I like you, you're weird. 0.24 Ethereum floor price. Again, different market conditions, much better floor price. And the last one that I want to talk about also apply to the same criteria. A very good collection, very hyped up, just launched at the wrong time, and just aren't seeing the rewards that they could expect from this kind of collection. A lot of you have heard of Antonym. They were doing insane social media numbers. One of the most hyped up projects leading up. 230,000 followers, 0.63 Ethereum floor price. Pre-reveal just isn't justified. It should be a lot higher, and just simply due to the fact that not a lot of eyes and not a lot of volume is towards the NFT market as a whole. So currently, these are some of my favorite NFT projects that are trading below the actual floor price. I do believe that they will drop a little bit further in value. And keep in mind, none of this is actually financial advice, so I'm not necessarily guaranteeing that these will go up in value just based on my whole overall market understanding. I do believe some of these NFT projects, especially if the team consistently keeps on delivering, working throughout this bear stench, they could do pretty well in the next leg up. So this was a little bit more of a longer video, a little bit more comprehensive overall market view, some of the NFT projects that I would look into. Let me know if you guys enjoy these a little bit longer videos where I just rant, go a little bit more in depth, analyze some projects, analyze the overall market situation, just to give you the best value forward. Let me know which of these projects is your favorite. Maybe I missed out on different NFT collections that you're incredibly passionate and bullish for. Definitely drop it down in the comment section down below. Let me know your favorite of these NFT projects that you would also agree is extremely undervalued. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.